Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? Today we take a look at epic encounters, Chambers of the Serpent Folk, and Temple of the Snake God. Welcome again to Infinite Realms, and welcome again to another review of Epic Encounters. This time we take a look at Temple of the Snake God and Chambers of the Serpent Folk. So for the first time I'm going to review the boss battle and the minion battle in one go. And of course, with Epic Encounters you get adventure book that you can scale up or down, a dual-sided map, and all the ideas you need to make this adventure something fun. And of course, the minis. So let's take a look. First up, we have Serpent Folk Half-Blood. Yes, I had to say that a few times. That was Serpent Folk Half-Blood. I don't know why I got tongue-tied on that 3 or 4 times. Anyway, so you get 3 infantry and 3 archers. I will point out, one of my guys was a little damaged, one of the swordsmen. And I only mention this, the first time I've ever had anything damaged from Steamforged games. It looks like it's going to be easy to fix, though, just a little glue and just put it right back on, so nothing major, but I thought I'd mention it since it's so rare. But you get 3 archers and 3 swordsmen. They're pretty decent looking minis. This is a kind of design of serpents. You've got to really decide what you're doing with them. Are you going to make them all the same? Are you going to make them a little different? I'm leaning towards making them different. I think it would be pretty decent. But, you know, I may change my mind as I get to painting. So next up is Serpent Folk Brute. These are some, just gonna say it, badass looking miniatures. That sword looks so wicked and tough, and that little punch dagger in the other hand looks great. These are some really good minis, probably my favorite mini of the bunch. I'd have to jump and give these 5 stars just on their own. They are fantastic. I have noticed that the plastic seems a little darker on the ones I have than some reviews I've seen. And at first I thought that was a lighting issue. I tried changing the lighting and nothing changed the darkness of the plastic. So I'm wondering if maybe that might have been that some prototypes got shipped out to reviewers and that's what they were doing, and then this is like what the plastic really looks like. And I'm not knocking that in any way, shape, or form. I'm just pointing it out because it was a really odd thing in the camera to me and I wondered about it. So, you know, or it could be that they did a different plastic on a second run or something. I'm a little late on this game. So now we get to the Serpent Folk Nematoa. You get 7 of these, which is really not quite 7. You get 6 in the same pose, and they look like priests or something. And that's the thing is 6 is the same pose is a little bit of a downer. It's kind of like you go above 4 for me, and then you get into it's harder and harder to make them look different from each other. Now, some people want all their Serpent Folk to look the same. That's not going to be an issue necessarily, but I don't like having the same exact mold just there side by side, it's just a pet peeve of mine. Now there is one that carries a scythe. That one is at least different, so you get one of those and 6 of the regular ones. Just because there's so many, I'd say 4 stars on these. I might have given them a little more if there weren't so many of them. It's not a bad thing, but it's kind of, again, my own little pet peeve on that one. So now we move on to the Gloom Wreath. I really like this one. This one is kind of awesome. It's basically it can be a ghost, it can be a wrath, it can be just about any incorporeal thing you want. Obviously it's serpent related, but still works. I really like it. I give that one a 5-star. That is really, really cool mini. I'd have been okay if they, cut out a couple of Neotoma and give us a couple of these. I mean, these look pretty good. And next we have a Bone Naga, which looks almost zombie-ish in a way, and at first I was taken back by it, but then I was like, wait, this is kind of cool. I like it. It's not so bad. I think I can get with this, and I have actually painted this one already, and I really like how it turned out. It looked like a rotting corpse, but still had the Bone Naga look to it, and I had painted a Bone Naga just before that, and I didn't like the way it turned out because it was just bones. So this is a good compromise to give us something with some substance that is still in that realm. By the way, if you want to check that out, there's a link down at the bottom for my painted miniatures page. I'm not going to say I'm the greatest painter in the world, but hey, you can just go down and check that out. And finally, the Serpent Queen. I am not as enamored by this one as I thought it would be. I like it. I mean, obviously, the other two that I just went through are 5 stars all the way. But this one I gotta give about 3.5. It's a cool sculpt, but not my favorite. It's just kind of average, and I'm probably gonna do, I haven't decided how I'm gonna paint it, but it's not the greatest in the world. I'm just going to be very, very, very upfront about that. I don't hate it either, though. So there you are. And now we come to the boss battle. Now, one thing, of course these come with tiles, and I noticed nowhere has anyone pointed out the most obvious Indiana Jones reference on there where the token says, "Why did it have to be snakes?" And of course shows a bunch of snakes. And nobody caught that. I have not seen one review that has caught that reference. Now, I also mention it because if you look very carefully on the base of the giant snake, you will see another Indiana Jones reference. It's a fedora, which is weird but funny. It's very well hidden. You would really have to kind of look for it to find it. It's one of those funny things. Now, this giant snake itself, man, I love this miniature. It is good. I have painted it now as of this recording. It just looks awesome. It's hard to paint something like that and it not come out awesome. I even went so far as to actually paint the eyes, and I'm terrible at eyes, and I actually think the eyes turned out pretty okay. They're big enough to where I could just get a little bit of detail in there that you could see. But this one is a really great set. It's a really great adventure. I love how they give you options for what is this giant snake doing, what is its tactics, and I'm going to give it 5 stars all the way around. The sets, both, the Chamber of Serpent Folk, I'll give that 4 stars. That's a good one, not my favorite. Orcs are still my favorite. The Temple of the Snake God is 5 stars. That's a really good one with a really great miniature. As I said, I've painted that one, and if you want to see it, you can go down to my Facebook page and link into the description, and you can check it out there. But anyway, that will do it for Infinite Realms. I hope you have a good day, and don't forget to like and subscribe.